Chronicle Speaks dropped this video. Shout out to her. A couple of you guys sent me her video saying that I need to react to this. The situation is hella crazy. I don't know what's going to transpire from this situation. I just don't know. I really don't know, man. Without any hard proof, charges may get dropped because he has the 2 W's on his side. He's white and he's wealthy. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this man has been taking W's all of his life, and it's gonna be hard to get him to hold an L.
We take a deep dive into real cases, the evidence, the court records, and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome to Crimes with Chronicle. So there has been new information coming out about the death of Ashlee Jenae Robinson, a 31-year-old influencer that traveled from the United States to Zanzibar, Tanzania, with her boyfriend turned fiance Joe McCann to celebrate her 31st birthday and a surprise safari engagement he had planned for her. The couple stayed at the luxurious Zurich Zanzibar Villa number 25, but according to another tourist in a neighboring villa, the couple had constant disputes and arguments inside of their villa since they arrived on April 4th. Now on April 8th, 2026 is when everything changed. The argument between the two had gotten so bad, the guest in villa number 28 called hotel management explaining that their neighbors were arguing. After hotel management arrived, they split the couple, letting Ashlee stay in villa number 25 and moving Joe to villa number 65, which was an 8 to 10 minute walk. Not long after, Ashlee allegedly asked one of the room attendants if she could borrow his charger. She said to come back in 10 minutes. When he did, he noticed that he could not get in. The room was completely dark. He used his emergency key to get in. He heard a loud thump and saw her struggling in the closet. Instead of attempting to get her down, he went to go get help. She was then rushed to the hospital. Now, there has been a lot of conflicting stories. However, the Deputy Director of Criminal Investigations in Zanzibar held a press conference yesterday explaining everything. Now, it's in Swahili. I had a gentleman who lives in Zanzibar to translate it for me. I paid him to make sure it was right. And then I created a PDF so you and I can read it together. At around 2:15 at night at Zuri Zanzibar Hotel, located in Nungwi, North District, North Unguja region, a woman known by the name as Ashlee Jenae Robinson, aged 31 years, a citizen of the United States, who had arrived at Zuri Zanzibar Hotel for tourism activities, holding passport number blank. She attempted to unalive herself by blanking herself using a gray clothing belt, which she tied inside a wardrobe located in room number 25, where she was staying at that hotel. The guest had checked in on April 4th, 2026, together with her fiance, known as Joseph Martin McCann, age 48, who was also staying with her there at the Zurich Zanzibar Hotel. According to the records, they were expected to leave on April 10th, 2026. On April 8, 2026, at around 6 o'clock in the evening, a romantic dispute occurred between these two individuals, Ashlee and her partner, Joseph. That dispute between the two was noticed by a neighbor who was staying in room number 28, and that neighbor reported the matter to the hotel management, explaining that their neighbors were arguing. On that same day, April 8th, the neighbor further explained that since their arrival, they had been having repeated conflicts and arguments inside their room. After the hotel management received that information, they went to see them and asked if there were any challenges they were going through or experiencing. But after observing them, it became clear that the situation, there was indeed one of conflict between the two of them. The management decided, in order to maintain calm and safety in that hotel, and so that the other guests would not be disturbed, to move the partner Joseph and take him to another area, which is room number 65. And to give clarification, when we speak about a room, we are referring to villas. They call them villas, meaning houses that are self-contained. So from villa number 25.
So you know damn well those disputes and arguments had to be loud as hell if they were in a villa. It's not like, oh, Billy Bob and Jenae were in the hotel room right next to me. No, they all had villas. Even though they're probably right next to each other too, we're not talking about a hotel room. So obviously something wasn't right here. So one of two things, in my opinion. Either the dispute got so bad that he unalived her because he couldn't take whatever it was. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if somebody got a text out the blue, a call out the blue. I don't know if somebody got caught up doing something or saying something, or, you know, going against or going outside of their relationship of exclusivity. I don't know. I have no idea. But for one, first idea is he couldn't take whatever happened, so he unalived her, made it look like an accident, or not an accident, made it look like she did it. Or the argument got so bad and she was so deeply in love with him that she couldn't take it and she took herself out. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I can't make really any good assumptions because I don't know her. But judging by what the friend has said and family members and things of that nature, she doesn't seem like the type that would ever take her own life, especially living the life that she had been living. Nobody has ever said that she had any problems with depression. What the fuck? I feel like I got my dog's hair in my mouth. What the hell is going on, bro? The family or friends never mentioned anything about her feeling depressed or any suicidal thoughts or anything like that, which we still don't know. We still don't know. And then the friend can feel as confident as the friend wants to feel. The family can feel the same way. And to be fair, they could be right. But at the end of the day, too, we just don't know. Is there a possibility that she did do it herself? There is a possibility. Unless, like I said in the previous video, unless the autopsy, or there's a way to tell from the autopsy that it came from an actual somebody strangling her to death. Now, if that can be determined beyond a shadow of a doubt, then we might have something. But if not, I don't know where this is going to lead if we don't have any real evidence. Maybe they can, I don't know if they're going to process their phones. I don't know if they're going to take his phone, take her phone, maybe see if somebody got a surprising text message or a phone call. Was he in communication with anybody during that time? Was she in communication with anybody at that time? These are the things I'm pretty sure the authorities are going to get to and kind of weed out the possibilities. But this situation is crazy.
They moved that man and took him to villa number 65, which is a walking distance of about 8 to 10 minutes from where he had previously been. One of the room attendants, who usually passes by in the evening to check if guests need any services or have any challenges, went to that room. Earlier at around 7:30 in the evening, the attendant had met Ashlee and asked if she needed any services. She told him that she would need services, but asked him to come back after 10 minutes. And at that moment, she asked to borrow his charger because her phone battery had a problem. The attendant gave her the charger and continued providing services to the other rooms, including room 24 and 26. After about 20 minutes, he remembered that he had promised to return to room number 25. When he returned, he knocked on the door but found it locked, with no response, and all the lights inside were off. Because he had a spare emergency key, he used it to open the door and check inside. When he opened, it was dark. As he entered and tried to continue checking further inside, he heard a sound coming from the left side where there are wardrobes. When he looked there, he saw Ashlee blanking inside the wardrobe using a clothing rope like those sweaters they use in the room. So when he's speaking about wardrobes, he's speaking about a closet. And when he's saying the sweaters, he's talking about the robes that typically come with the room. He's saying a belt from the robe was used. The rope is normally used to tie around the waist or stomach. He found her there struggling. He ran out quickly to report the situation, and hotel management arrived quickly. They brought her down immediately, gave her first aid, and rushed her to a nearby hospital for urgent treatment.
So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that she actually hung herself? Or do y'all think he strangled her in a fit of rage, then was like, oh fuck, I gotta do something. What can I use? And he sets up the whole thing. Oh my God, that is so sick. That's sick. That is really sick, man.
After receiving treatment there, she was transferred to Impala Hospital, located in the western town, for further treatment. While she was continuing to receive treatment on April 9, 2026, at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, she passed away while still receiving treatment. The investigation into this incident is still ongoing. As I speak, doctors and specialists at Lumumba Government Hospital are conducting a post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death. Once the full report is obtained, authorities say they will have a clear understanding of what happened and what caused Ashlee to die by blanking. Authorities are urging journalists and public to rely on official information and avoid spreading unverified reports, as misinformation can cause confusion about what truly happened. The police force, together with Lumumba Hospital and other scientific departments, continue the investigation to determine the truth and understand exactly what occurred. If it is confirmed that any wrongdoing took place, action will be taken against the responsible individual. As of now, the fiance of the deceased, Joseph Martin McCann, is being held for further questioning. Investigators are continuing to interview him to understand what happened. The investigation is also being conducted in cooperation with the family of the deceased. The family has sent a representative, a specialized institution that handles death investigations, similar to a coroner, which has been authorized by the American Embassy in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. Authorities have confirmed that they have seen the authorization letter, and a copy has been sent to Lumumba Government Hospital, granting the institution authority from the family to oversee the investigation into Ashlee Jenae Robinson's death.
Let's bring in our legal analyst, Brian Buckmeyer, for a little bit more. So authorities have taken the fiance's passport as they question him. Does that mean they suspect him of something, Brian?
Not something specific, but definitely where there's a situation where the fiance gets into a romantic conflict, as the hotel is calling it, enough so that they have to separate them for, I think it's like 250 meters, at least 10-minute walk away. And then the victim is found dead in a room. He's definitely the first person they call.
So this is a nice, fancy $900 to $1,000 a night resort. Do they have cameras? Do they have cameras in the breezeways or the hallways, or I don't know how it's set up. I wonder if they have any cameras on the premises to see where was he at during this time to this time. Where was he at during the quote unquote hanging? These are the questions that we need answers to.
Question. And it being a situation outside of the United States where this person is, I think, a citizen, or at least lives, they're going to make sure to fly back to a different country so they can keep them around for the investigation. But any specific suspect, probably not, or maybe, I don't know. We'll see where the investigation goes.
So police in Zanzibar say that hours before Ashlee's death, the couple had gotten into a domestic disturbance. So what role does that play into this investigation, you think?
Kira, I think that's where you start the investigation, right? Where there's an argument between two individuals, especially one involving some sort of domestic dispute, the first person you go to. We've done these cases enough times here where we know law enforcement is going to go right to the spouse. There was an argument. What was the argument about? How heated did it get? You're going to then talk to any witnesses who might have heard the argument on either side. Why did the hotel believe that it was so big or such a large issue that they had to move McCann to a different hotel? All of this is going to bleed into their investigation to figure out what happened. Is it a situation of self-harm, or is it a situation where someone killed another? Now, they're also holding his passport while they're pending the autopsy report to see what the cause of death is, what the manner of death is, because that will give them more insight to this investigation.
Got it. And the family is now requesting security footage also from that night. Do you think they'll be able to get their hands on it?
I hope so. I would imagine eventually would be the answer to that.
Hopefully.
I think law enforcement is going to get the hotel video a lot sooner than that. I would imagine that they're going to want to see who was coming in and out of that hotel.
That's my first mind. Like, I know damn well we gonna figure some shit out. I cannot wait to see how this thing unfolds.
Hotel room that Ms. Robinson was in, whether or not a key card was used to enter her room.
That's what I'm saying.
In time, whether or not McCann had entered or exited his room or went somewhere else to a bar. Where is everyone's aware?
Should have timestamps on when somebody enters the room. Maybe not exits, but when they enter.
So what everyone's going to want to know, both the family members and law enforcement. But is the family members going to get the videos sooner than later? I think the answer is probably later and not sooner.
Got it. All right, we'll keep tracking it, Brian. Thank you.
Her father, Harry Robinson, started a GoFundMe to help get her body back to the United States. They have currently raised $45,000 of the $50,000 goal. We are going to continue reporting on this story. I personally feel like social media shedding light on everything that's going on is what's pushing Zanzibar to not give up and to fight harder to get justice for Ashlee.
Facts though, that's a fact. You gotta keep the pressure on them, because if not, they're just probably gonna dismiss the situation because it's so much easier to do. And like I said, the man already has two great things in his favor. He's wealthy and he's white. Okay, so with that being said, we just gonna have to stay tuned and see what's going on next. Let me know what y'all think up to this point. What do you think? And in your mind, what would you need as evidence or proof that Mr. McCann is the one who unalived Miss Jenae? Is her middle name Jenae? I feel like maybe it's because my middle name is Jenae. I don't know if that's her middle name or her last name, but Ashlee. We can only hope that if he did do it, that the truth will come to the light and he will be charged and have to face his consequences in court.